You followed the rules: eat less, move more, stay disciplined, stay small. It worked in your 20s, maybe even in your 30s, but now it feels like your body is rewriting the rule book. Without telling you, you skip dessert, you swap pasta for salad, you walk extra steps, you cut portions, and yet the weight doesn't budge. Your energy tanks, your cravings spike, your sleep is fractured, and the mirror reflects a face that looks more tired than strong. You wonder if you've lost your willpower. You question if this is just aging. You silently blame yourself for not trying hard enough. But what if the problem isn't you? What if it's the model? Because here's the secret no one's telling you. Your body over 40 is doing exactly what she's supposed to do. She's adapting to stress, to hormones, to years of being told to burn more, eat less. The old strategies, they weren't designed for this version of you. This version of you runs on different rules: more nourishment, not less; more restoration, not just exertion; more balance, not extremes. And today, we're tearing up the outdated playbook. We're rewriting the strategy, not to get your 20-year-old body back, but to finally understand the one you have now. Because once you know what's really going on under the surface, in your hormones, your metabolism, your stress response, everything starts to make sense. And when it makes sense, it gets easier. You stop guessing, you stop blaming, you stop fighting your body, and you start working with her. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why eat less, move more fails after 40 and what actually works instead. And that understanding, it's the moment everything begins to shift, not just on the scale, but in your power. Let's start where most advice skips entirely. Your body in your 40s is not the same system it was in your 20s, and it's not supposed to be. Under the surface, your hormones begin to shift. Estrogen and progesterone no longer follow the same predictable pattern. Instead of rising and falling in sync, they become more erratic, some months too high, others too low, and eventually they both begin to decline. Estrogen helps regulate metabolism, mood, and insulin sensitivity. Progesterone keeps you calm, supports restful sleep, and balances estrogen. When both start fluctuating, your entire system starts feeling off, but you can't always explain why. You may notice your sleep isn't as deep, your stress feels heavier, your workouts don't hit the same way, and what used to help you lose 5 pounds in a week now barely moves the needle. Meanwhile, your body becomes more reactive to stress, cortisol rises faster, and stays elevated longer. Even minor stressors like skipping a meal or over-exercising can spike cortisol enough to store fat rather than burn it. And muscle mass? It naturally declines after 30, but after 40, that loss speeds up. Less muscle means a slower metabolism and more difficulty burning fat. This isn't about failure, it's about feedback. Your body is recalibrating, not rebelling, and what she needs now isn't restriction, it's recognition. Once you see these changes not as sabotage, but as signals, you stop blaming your body and start working with her. Here's the part that makes it even harder. You've probably done all the right things according to mainstream advice. You counted calories, cut carbs, worked out more, ate clean, slept less to fit in one more workout. But the results, inconsistent at best, frustrating at worst, because the traditional tips are based on outdated models, mostly built around male bodies and younger female bodies. They assume a baseline of hormonal stability, a metabolism that recovers easily, a stress system that resets overnight. But your body after 40 doesn't play by those rules anymore. She's operating on a different system, one that prioritizes survival and safety. So when you undereat, she slows your metabolism to protect you. When you overtrain, she floods your system with cortisol. When you restrict carbs or skip meals, she spikes your blood sugar later to make sure your brain gets fuel. The more you push, the more she resists. Not because she's broken, but because she's wise. That wisdom is trying to keep you alive, not lean. And that's why traditional tips can backfire. They're built for bodies that aren't managing perimenopause, cortisol sensitivity, or long-term metabolic adaptation. You don't need more discipline. You need a new blueprint, one that finally accounts for the reality of your biology. And the moment you see through the myths, you unlock the real way forward. The real fix isn't just about getting more sleep. It's about creating the conditions for deep sleep, hormonally, mentally, and metabolically. That starts long before your head hits the pillow. Your hormones are now more sensitive to disruption, so the habits that seemed to not matter in your 30s now carry more weight. Start with blood sugar stability. Skipping meals, eating too little protein, or going too long without food can spike cortisol and wake you up at 2 a.m. So think protein-rich dinners with complex carbs and healthy fats to ground your system. Next, create a nervous system wind down. Not just turn off your phone, but actually shift gears. Gentle stretching, breath work, journaling, magnesium, dim lighting, anything that tells your body, we're safe, we can let go. And movement during the day, make it intentional. Overtraining can backfire, but undermoving can leave your body restless. Walks, strength training, rebounding, things that build energy so your body knows when it's time to release it. Also, be mindful of alcohol. It might help you fall asleep faster, but it disrupts REM cycles, fragments sleep, and leaves your nervous system on edge. And here's the most overlooked one, mental load. Your racing thoughts aren't a character flaw. They're a symptom of an overloaded stress response. Give your brain a place to land, a to-do dump, a permission slip to rest, a boundary around when the day ends. Because sleep after 40 isn't just about how you sleep, it's about how you live. And once you learn how to support your body's rhythm, she starts trusting you again. She releases the tension, she welcomes the stillness, and you finally get the kind of rest that restores not just your energy, but your sense of self. The truth is, your body over 40 isn't broken. She's just evolved. She's more sensitive to stress, more reactive to change, and more reliant on hormonal safety than calorie math. The old rules no longer work because they weren't written for this version of you. This version of you needs nourishment, not neglect, strategy, not scarcity. So if you've been doing everything right and still feel stuck, it's not you, it's the outdated model. And the real power begins when you stop punishing your body into submission and start partnering with her, because she's been communicating with you all along, with your energy, your cravings, your mood, your sleep. She's not defying you. She's trying to protect you, and once you learn her language, everything shifts. Not just your weight, but your confidence, your clarity, your calm. You don't need more hustle, you need more harmony, and that lasts longer than any number on the scale. You're not behind, you're right on time. You're not too far gone, you're just getting started. This version of you isn't a downgrade, she's the upgrade, and now you finally have the map to meet her. What's the one habit you're going to try tonight to help your body rest better? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone, and if you're craving a better way to feel good in your skin, hit subscribe, because this series isn't just about sleep. It's about rebuilding your rhythm, one hormone-smart step at a time.